So in Christianity, in life, we seem to be these human beings that are obsessed with optics, meaning we care more about how things look or appear or seem than how they actually really are. And we've also developed this sick psychosis around our symptoms as humans, and we've just justified them or excused them as sin or bad behavior that you can't help but do, but it's okay. Jesus came, and when you die, you won't feel that way anymore. So it almost allows for like an acceptance of this conditioning, which reminds me a lot of a predator and victim type relationship. And that's how my relationship with God was growing up my entire life as a Catholic. And I carried that deep programming into my salvation as a Christian. And so patterns and programming and your brain, see, a lot of us get weird when I start to talk about anatomy. And so many of you have to understand the foundations of understanding who you are and who you are in Christ is fundamental to understanding a certain part of your anatomy. Okay? And if you think about it, unless you're a doctor, you've probably had little to no understanding of that. That's the same cognitive dissonance we have when we say things like Muslims are going to hell, or someone from a religion we never studied is going to hell. It shows you what ignorance in fear, how powerful that can be and how far astray it can lead you. So I want to speak about this specifically because when we look at this picture, again, optics, externalizing it, it looks exactly like what we picture God to look like. In the sky, white beard, white man, at least for me, in the way I perceived God. So sky daddy is another word that we use when we were looking for sky daddy to crack the sky and come save us from all our problems. If that's how you feel a lot, you have a victim style Christianity kind of happening. It's not, again, it's not your fault, but this is not just you. It's all of us until it's not. So that being said, we have this beautiful picture of these muscular humans that depict our external view of what looks good. And once again, God is the white bearded man in the sky. And here is the depiction of Adam, his first creation, and the fingers that almost touch but do not. There's an intentional space left there. And so we want to talk about that because that representation of that space was Michelangelo's way of depicting the divine spark that gives you breath.
Look at this big circle.
That divine spark is what's responsible for the very breath and consciousness that's inside you to be listening to what I'm saying right now. Okay? Consciousness is a very important word, okay? For spirit and consciousness, I want you to think about those words, and then I want you to think about that divine spark, okay, that is in all of us, that allows us to breathe, talk, explore, imagine. Again, as you're thinking of this, guys, think about the fact that you are the most incredible thought ever imagined. Now, stick with me with that, imagining and thought. This, what perceives to be some type of red cape that God is suspended in the sky, is actually, let me see if I can move this closer here, because this gets a glare. Oh, doing a really bad job here, but I'm trying. So, okay, so do you guys see what this, and again, I'm so sorry about the glare, guys. This looks like the human brain, okay? You have the frontal lobe here, Okay, you actually have the cerebrum or cerebellum. I'm sorry, I'm crushing that. But even the angels with God is representing what looks like brain matter. Here's the stem of the brain.